Hey guys, Prasanna here. Welcome to All About Robots. A lot of you have asked me that how do I start into robotics as a beginner? A few of you might even have watched videos of robots like Atlas by Boston Dynamics, Honda's Asimov, or even Aldebaran Robotics' Now. These videos might have inspired you to choose robotics as a mainstream hobby. If you are one of these guys, then this is the video for you. So let's begin. Before we get into this, remember that first, in the field of robotics, the path to mastery is a long one. You cannot become an expert overnight or even within weeks. This will take time. Secondly, you will require hands on experience to learn or to make the best out of this robotics course. Uh, just learning it theoretically won't help. Number three, in robotics, there are three things, just kind of like a triangle. The first thing is mechanical systems, second thing is electronics, the third side will be your programming. You will require knowledge of all these three things to build a good robot. Without one of these, you can still build a robot, but you won't get far ahead into the robotics field. If you are afraid that this is not your mainstream subject, you don't have to worry. You just need to learn the basics of these subjects in order to get good. Firstly, learn electronics. There are a lot of microprocessors and controllers that are cheap and are very easy to learn. The important thing to keep in mind is to choose electronics that are open source and have vast support. This will give you the independence to customize your design and to do a lot more than just buying controllers which are custom made and require manufacturer support. For example, the Arduino series is a very good place to start. These small things can do a lot of powerful computation, and the most important thing for us is it has a vast community that can help us out in case a problem exists. I will soon be posting an Arduino series for you people to learn the basics of Arduino. Hit the subscribe button and get notified whenever this series drops out. To achieve progress in this field, coding is a key pillar. Now, this might scare off a lot of people, but don't be alarmed. This is not competitive coding, and competitive coding is a completely different realm. For robotics, all you need is the basics like control flows and loops. This is sufficient to work with an Arduino or any other starter microcontroller. Once you get a good grip of this, then you can move on to embedded C, which yes is a slightly complicated version, but once your basics are good enough, you won't feel the difficulty. When it comes to robots, the mechanical structure is an important aspect because it is the actual thing that moves in the physical world. But as a beginner, you don't have to worry about this because there are a number of open source designs that can be directly used off the shelf. Once you get good with the programming and electronics aspect, then you can start designing your own robot using 3D modeling software. Start simple and build upon that. If you are building a robot, start with a simple solution and don't overcomplicate things. For example, if you are trying to build a robot using a YouTube video, then don't just copy paste the solution or even try to build the chassis as per exactly the video says. Experiment and learn. You will find that there will be multiple things that will work, and in this process you will learn the ability to handle different scenarios, and this will help you in building robots in different environments. Analyze every part of the solution. You have to work regularly. You cannot learn if you allot time once in a blue moon. Constant experimentation and building is an important aspect. You cannot learn if you only spend time after watching a YouTube video or an inspirational social media video and then take a long break after the session's over. Don't give up. When it comes to electronics or hardware, there is a very high chance that they might not work the first couple times. This might be due to the fact that the hardware might be misbehaving or there is a faulty electronic piece. But don't give up and try solutions, search for solutions online and try multiple ones. Sooner or later, you will find that one of these solutions will work, and when it does, you will know where and what exactly went wrong. This will increase your ability to debug electronics. Don't look at it as a way to do one thing the right way. Look at it as multiple ways of how not to do a thing. You will have to invest in electronics. Invest smartly. When it comes to hardware, there is always money that needs to be spent. Buy the electronics that are only required by you and spend some time doing research for the same electronics that you need. Don't cheap out and buy a thing because you can save a few bucks. That does not mean that you have to spend money on the bleeding edge technology that's available right now. You will have to do the research to find out which part will suit your needs. And most of the times, all the electronics that you buy will be reusable. Once you finish building a robot and finish learning, you can always take it apart and use the same parts in a different robot and start building a new thing again. Lastly, ask questions and learn. There are numerous number of forums and communities online. Join them and look at the questions that are asked by its members and read their solutions. This will increase your ability to debug problems when they occur. You should also ask your questions, whatever it may be, on those forums online. You will find that you will not be the only one to ask such a question and you will find your answer there. Some of the good forums that I can suggest are the Arduino forums, the Robot Shop community, Society of Robots, and the Robotics Stack Exchange. I will leave links to this in the description below. This completes my video on how to start into robotics as a hobby or even a mainstream career. If you like this, leave a thumbs up or a sub would be greatly appreciated. Thank you for staying till the end. I will post new content and tutorials in the coming weeks. To name a few, there is the Arduino basics, the sensor basics, the robot design. Make sure you subscribe to catch up on this once they are released. Until then, peace.